Oh shit, we're live. Okay, this is why we're semi-professional.
Oh, what?
I made it just on time.
Professional.
Holy shit! Look at this.
That runs with the assumption that we're professional, that we're even gunning for professional.
Look, all I care about is. Okay, I don't know. I'm at a loss.
Right. It's Monday. Well, it's Monday. It's Monday. Yeah. And that's it's like science is the answer to explaining why Mondays suck. And it's like, I don't know. I think it's because even though we're freelancers, we still run on the same schedule as most people, around us, in society. We live in a society, Nita.
No.
So no matter what, we still kind of run on that schedule where Monday is the start of the work week. And if you didn't get it done on the weekend, you have to wait until the next weekend to get it done.
Well, it's like for me, Sunday is my throwaway day. It's family time. It's just if I'm online, it's because I fucking want to be. Wednesdays and Sundays now, and like. Now it's like, you have to be there at 11. You have to do this.
Right.
You got to update all the show notes and all this other bullshit.
Well, because work is work, right? In the end, work is work. It doesn't matter whether it's in relation to something you love or not. Work is work.
Right. And sometimes it's fun and sometimes it's just there.
Right. So speaking of work.
Good morning, everyone. It is February 26th, 2024. And you are watching the Rage Into the Vlogs. Yay. Oh my God. Should we do our intro?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Here it comes, guys. Back to the grind, ladies.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah. And mind you, it's not like my grind has actually stopped at any point.
Well, no, but it's like, I don't know. It's just, it just intensifies on Mondays. Like,
yeah, like I said, it's because it's like, we have this, we're in the societal thing that makes Monday a thing. Yeah, it's like I said, we live in a society. Yeah, it's very people-y. We live in a society, and it's overrated. Because I am literally 3 pages away from finishing the penciling and lettering for Eager Raven issue 11. So yeah, like I said, the grind hasn't stopped for me. I've been spending as much time as I can to finish this, and oh my God, it's weird finally hitting all these major beats that I have been thinking about for years. It's just really, really weird finally getting to these scenes that I have been thinking about, since, I don't know, well, especially since
it was a wee Daphne.
Yeah, it's something like that. I don't know. Definitely since 2020, when I started really thinking more seriously about this, it's just nutty. It's just nutty. But before we get too much into it,
before we start our rambles,
yes,
we got Mike, Jimmy,
hello,
we got
Mike.
Joseph and Rob Multari and other random people.
Hello. Random people. Oh my goodness.
The eyeball peoples are there.
Oh yes, and I see you, my beautiful eyeball people watching us from regions beyond. If you are watching us from Facebook, if you're watching us from LinkedIn, if you are watching us from Twitter, come on over to YouTube. Join the sexy people in the chat. Especially keep Mike, Jimmy company. Just don't wake the baby. So. Just don't wake the baby unless you're going to babysit. So,
wouldn't trust any of these motherfuckers to
babysit.
Let that baby sleep.
Yeah, let the baby sleep. But yeah, it's like, but while you're here, hello, James. And while you're here, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever any of our shows go live. So, yeah, so I guess introductions all around. Hello, everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and you know what that means.
If you only had one neck, I'd hack it through.
I fucking love you, man.
My Roman Empire is the Roman Empire. So, and I am known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales, which returns to Kickstarter later this year with the new story arc Tears the Mother, which is a direct continuation of the Thieves' Quest storyline with a re-release of issues 1 through 5 and the brand new issue 6. And I am currently known for my medieval fantasy drama, Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, which is in its last 4 days on Kickstarter. The campaign for issue 8 out of this 15-issue story arc ends Friday. So if you haven't pledged yet and you want to pledge, you still have a little bit of time, but why wait? You know, we're so close to unlocking the second chapter of the Eagle Raven novelization. This is your only way to get a sneak peek at this. So we're very close to unlocking. We're unlocking the novelization chapter. So
with art by Jaden Lanning.
Yes, with new art by Jaden Lanning. Absolutely. So links are in the show notes and in the chat as well. But in the meantime, you can read both my comics online. egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, and at Tall Tales, TAILS online.com. And you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics, 500 and something videos, Jesus Christ, on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, Lage Art, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network. So like I said, make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and to tell you more about it, here's Nita.
My name is Nita. I own the Google account that runs the Indie Comics Network. We bring you daily shows featuring comics, nonsense, and business.
And where can you find it again?
IndieComicsNetwork.com.
It's .com.
Cut.
Good morning, past Master Dan. Been a while. Hello,
I
sir.
know, right? Good morning. Good morning. So today I had originally wanted Grant. I had originally wanted to talk about something else.
What are we talking about, Daphne?
I had originally seen an article by Kamal Hennessy on Twitter, where he was talking about how comic book sales in the direct market, including graphic novels, are actually down as well. The only information that I could glean from it was that graphic novel sales were down 11%. And of course, you see, the problem is that I can't give anybody any more information other than that because the article is behind a paywall. It's on ICV2.
But if Kamal Hennessy said it, it's a valid source, okay?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I cannot verify it anymore. Like, I can't
get any more than that, right?
Because Jose asked, "Oh, is there a reason for that?" I don't know. It's in the art. I'm sure
it's be down all around.
No, I can't get it. Yeah. So of course I'm connecting this with what's going on Kickstarter. So it just seems like everything is down right now. So it's not personal. It seems. Oh, what was that? Sales are down everywhere, so it's not personal. So so it's like, so everybody kind of sweating on Kickstarter. Everybody's going through it, so that seems to be the case. So So originally this was leading me to another conversation that I was reading about how traditional publishing circles, the only comics that seem to do well in tradition, like if you go to a Barnes and Nobles or something, right? The only traditional comics that seem to do well are comics for children, like your Dogmans and
all that
anything
crap,
from like K to 12, and memoir comics.
Well, right? You know why? Because those things are kept in a beautiful order there. Like the Western, the manga and the children's comics and stuff, like Dogman, like the Diaries of, and whatever. Yeah. Those are all in a nice order on the bookshelf. The rest, at least here, are like all shuffled in magazine racks and crap. It just looks like shit. And nobody wants to pilfer that. No, like if we're gonna do that, we might as well go to the LCS and go dust off some boxes and sit on the floor, because it's the same fucking search principle.
No, because a comment that someone had said, right, that the reason why like anything in the middle is not really pushed or traditional publishers are not interested in anything in between that, is because they don't understand. You see, it seems that just like comic book retailers don't really understand manga, book publishers don't understand manga either. And they don't understand why adults are buying these books. And the worst part is that all these editors that are at these companies, not only do they not understand the medium, whether it be manga or like I don't know, like fantasy, any type of comic, Chris is saying he'll be experimenting with a manga edition.
Creators are starting to.
Yeah, I'm looking to do that too in the future. I mean, so yeah, keep us updated as to how that works.
It's usually how it goes.
I was at my local Barnes and Noble this past weekend. They had 3 to 4 foot shelves of Western graphic novels and dozens of shelves of manga. Yeah. They don't understand. That's a very good start. Nobody understands manga except people who like manga, not the people who want to sell who are selling them, apparently. Because what the explanation was is that a lot of these people editors are coming in from pros, and they don't get it, and they don't want to get it. It's like, we don't understand why this is popular, and we don't care. All we know is that we only want stuff from K to 12 that'll appeal to K to 12, and anything that fits in the memoir category. Like those are the only 2 things, right?
Right.
And when they said that all they're looking for is stuff from K to 12, that also clicked something in my head going, oh, that's why kids' books don't do well on Kickstarter. Because there's already an interest and a market for kids' books outside of Kickstarter. So if there was ever something that was still kind of like showing that Kickstarter really is a niche market and you have to accordingly, it's that. That's the reason why, so in the end, it's like, that's the reason why we keep saying, oh, parents are not buying their book, their kids' books on Kickstarter. Why? Because they don't have to. They can go anywhere, pretty much. They can go to Target, they can go to Walmart, they can go to Barnes and Noble. The reason it's popular because it's good, because it takes readers seriously. What's that in reference to, Mike? I probably missed something.
Manga.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It's like it's for all reading levels. It's for all different types of genres. Pretty much, manga is just another type of book.
Oh, absolutely, Rob. Absolutely. If they don't think you're going to be the next fucking Harry Potter or some shit like that, it is hard as fuck.
Yeah, that's kind of, it's like, yeah, they're looking for like the next Hunger Games. They're looking for the next, they're always looking for the next something, not the first new thing. Right. I mean, but that's a whole different conversation, but so I had wanted to build a conversation on that, based on this information that I was getting, right? The problem is, like, as I want to be, I got distracted. So what happened? So, for those of you who don't know, right, it's like I've been really delving more into reading novels, more like new adult fantasy romance type of novels, right? Because in the end, that's what inspired me to finally do a novelization for Ego Raven. Because in the end, instead of trying to get a different set of readers to read a different genre or a different medium that they don't usually read, why not just cater to them? It's kind of like Chris talking about he's doing a manga version of his, format of his book. Instead of trying to figure out how to get manga readers to read regular comics, how about we just cater to them? The audience is there, right? We kind of have an idea what they're into, right? We kind of have an idea as to, maybe it's a superficial idea, but you know what? If we know format might be a big issue for them, cost, whatever, but even just something as basic as format.
I think it's the bang for the buck when it comes to East versus West. I really do.
Well, that doesn't help.
For the same fucking amount of money, I can go get 2 fucking full ass 200 plus page books for the same price I'm going to spend to back one of my friends publishing a Western comic on fucking Kickstarter. And you know what? And I'll even say this. Most manga, the art's not even as good as some of the Western stuff. Like not even close.
It ranges,
just sloppy shit. But you get these great stories about everything.
Yeah.
I mean, like Chad said something earlier. He is like, imagine Russian roulette. You can look at a title called Godzilla versus Samurais, and the moment you open it, boom, it's a porn comic with blood and gore. But you can have anything, land sharks, or just It's like there's no bounds. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah. No. Well, yeah. That that's a part of it too, right? That there is no, well, I mean, there's always going to be a variation of what sells, what doesn't sell, but, it doesn't seem to be as intense because, we can, like, I can treat going into a manga section like going into a full bookstore. The only difference is that manga is not, like, it's only in a manga section. They don't do subgenres where it's like, okay, these are the shonens, these are this is the
that's
romance,
common.
This is the action adventure. This is, if they start subdividing categories like that, which is honestly the shit that I always wish they did at comic book stores when it comes to graphic novels. Like, unless you knew a book directly, like if you knew exactly like a title or anything, if you just came in with an interest, you were going to have a hard time. And and it's like, if I could just go to like a fantasy section as opposed to, well, what books here are fantasy? They're in alphabetical order, but I don't know what I'm looking at. It's the same. That's kind of the same thing how I feel about manga. It's like all you have is a manga section in alphabetical order. I can only poke at what I think I might be interested that looks like it might fit something I might like. It's much easier if you could just, meanwhile, it's like, look, romance fantasy is the shelf right there. And it's like, oh, there it is. Contemporary. I don't like contemporary romance. Well, that's a different shelf. The romance fantasy is over there, and then you have sci-fi right next to it. It's you have all these, So last night, right? So last night I joined a group called Fantasy.
A lot of them are just starting to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because which is good because, like I said, I think it would make it a lot easier if people were to walk into a comic shop. It's like, look, I'm interested in fantasy. What do you have? And then they could just point you to a section, and then
right,
wherever ElfQuest is, you go there. So I joined a Facebook group called Fantasy and Paranormal Romance Lovers. Very the dumb names that these groups, come in. And overnight, I wasn't expecting this to be anything. It's like, okay, it's like I get to see all the books that people like and, or whatnot. I get kind of an idea of what people are reading and, and also I also want to see like all the different books and get a sense of the graphic design that's being used and what, no, overnight, my feed completely changed. Overnight. This morning, that was like 99% of the posts that I was seeing in my feed was all from this group, because holy shit, do these people love posting to that group.
Oh boy.
We're talking about, I mean, and I was just looking through it. It's like any post there. Oh, do you have recommendations? I like this type of book. Do you have recommendations? 800 comments. What's your favorite version of this novel? 800 comments. Like everything is like 800, 600 comments. Like you would have to get a post at it's like the second it goes up to even glean any, like to even see the first comments on it, to get like, oh, this one has 25 comments. Let me see if I can read through this, right? And I don't know. It's like I just found that crazy. Like, holy shit. It's like these aren't just fans. The people in this group are rabid. Right? So I started thinking back at something that Tyler Carpenter had said that for the longest time I really had a problem with, because I couldn't parse it. He had said the problem with creators is that you're targeting your content to other creators. You're not gaining fans. You're just getting other creators. And like I said, I had a hard time parsing that because, well, just because you're a creator doesn't mean you're not a fan. Of course you can be a fan and be a creator,
Right.
So again, it's like I was just like, I don't understand it. Like I kind of get it, but it's like I was having a real hard time with it.
Right.
So when I first started looking at threads, right? It's like I said, it's like all of us, I don't know how I did this, but the algorithm was just giving me all these independent authors, right? And now it's gotten to a point where it's okay. So it's independent authors, and now it's gotten to a point where now I'm really seeing them, I guess, in their natural habitat. And all it is a lot of independent writers, like kind of like conversing with them with each other over their craft. Like, okay, so how do I do this? How do I do this? How does this work? And also just with the state of the industry itself. Like, I don't get it. I like this type of book, but I keep getting told if I don't write a happily ever after, I can't consider myself a romance author. Stuff like that, like kind of because what happens is that in traditional publishing, especially with these genres, the audience is very specific as to what they want to see in these books, which unfortunately kind of lends to a lot of sameness with these books, because it's like the tropes are the same, the expectations are the same. In the end, it's execution, but also that's why when I've been reading a lot more novels now, I've made it a point to not read two of the same book back to back. Like, so if I read, a smutty romance, right, then the next book is going to be something like kind of almost the opposite of that, like, just something else, something different. It's like, right. And then it's like, okay, well, here's, and then it's like, and then something more contemporary. Like right now I'm reading The Magicians, which so far is the best book in my pile so far. Like I could rate my books and The Magicians would be like up here. Like it's better than The Witcher, absolutely amazing book. You know, I mean, if you are really, really into the Chronicles of Narnia, but feel you've kind of outgrown reading the original books, you read The Magicians.
Right.
You know, it is literally for adult fans of Chronicles of Narnia. It really is. Love that book. Has nothing to do with the TV show. Just to mention, just to say that has nothing to do with the TV show. You might as well just consider them two different things, right? So I'm reading The Magicians. You know. Oh, yeah. Well,
that's not what I called it. I called it Sexy Magic Friends.
Yeah. Well, that's the show. The book is very different.
It is so gay, Chris.
Yeah, the book is very different because the characters in the show are post grads, the same characters in the novels are just entering college. So they're all like 17-year-olds. And if you remember how you were at 17, it just adds a very different vibe to it. So because
so which do you do now?
What?
If the way to elevate yourself is going to be to basically give your readers their fan service that they're looking for, are you now where do you draw the fucking line?
Well, that's like, actually
when do you stop writing what you want to create?
Right.
Like,
well, what's funny was that was part of the conversation I was trying to kind of like put together for today, because there were comic book artists talking about how they would make pitches to these publishers, right? Mm-hmm. And they were all being told to dumb down their shit. It's like, well, we like the idea.
Wait a minute. What? Right.
So, like I said, this was the other conversation I was trying to put together, but I don't know. Maybe we can dovetail this together. So,
okay,
yeah. So, these people who did comic books and they were trying to pitch graphic novels to these traditional publishers were being told it's like either cater to K-12 or do a memoir, or we're not interested.
Oh, fuck you. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So that was a question that kept coming up. Well, do I do what I want, or do I want to get published? You know, like, so on Threads, it's the same thing, except with novelists. They're having the same crises. You're not, it's like, well, this is the book I want to write, but my editor is telling me I'm not conforming to the audience that they can sell to. So it's either I conform or they cannot publish me. So those are the authors, you know, right? So these are the authors talking.
They just want to get rid of everything fun,
you know. Yeah. Now, to kind of like get back on the track that I ended up on, you know, like I said, this train is going to go like this. So bear with me.
I'm buckling up, bitches.
Yeah. So here I was on this thing yesterday on Facebook, and there are no authors on this group. It is all 100% fans.
That is awesome.
You know, and this is the thing that it's like I had said that I went. Well, that's what a lot of authors are doing. That's what a lot of novelists are doing. They're self-publishing. They're realizing if they want to write the book that they want, they have to do it themselves. But I digress. So going back to the whole thing about selling to fans, not selling to other creators, right? So now in between all this, I had caught a TikTok of an artist who does fine art. Right. And her whole thing is kind of saying the same thing. Do not create content that teaches people your art, because you're only going to attract other artists. You're not going to attract buyers. What? You have to attract buyers. So pretty much she was saying the same thing that Tyler was saying. You know, don't cater your content to other creators because they're not your fans. They're not there to really support you the way you need, right? And again, having a hard time parsing this, right? Until I ended up on this group, you know, where like I said, it's like any post, anybody asks anything, like any combination of tropes that people like. I want a light fantasy with no romance. And mind you, this is a romance group, right? What? No spice. Yeah, there was one that said no romance. But you know what? It still had several hundred answers, like people in that post suggesting books. So even if it was like kind of like, isn't that slightly off topic? People had answers. And here's the thing, Nita.
Yo, I'm listening.
They gave answers. There was like, I didn't come across, well, why are you posting this in a romance group? It's like none of that. Everyone just gave suggestions. Well, how about try this, try that, try the other thing. This book has no spice. This might be good for you. And this one kind of has a little bit of romance, but it fits it fits most of your criteria. Unless you're trying to avoid it completely, then I recommend this book, right? It's literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people recommending books to each other.
Bro, I just got like a bazillion ideas.
Just back and forth. And also, here's the thing too. You know what I didn't see on this group? I mean, this thing is just buzzing. This group is just buzzing, right? You know what I didn't see on this group?
Trolls.
Yeah. And fucking hot takes.
Nobody
making hot takes.
What?
No, it was an entire goddamn group of literally people feral over their favorite books. If you had something shitty to say, you take it over there. But no. We're talking about our favorite books. We're talking about our favorite editions. We're talking about our favorite characters. We're talking about our favorite scenes. We're talking about our favorite authors. We're talking about our favorite illustrators on these covers. It's like that was a thing that I began to notice, that it's like the authors don't want to say who their artists are,
right?
But the fans want to know. The fans hunt down artists. If they like art that you have on your cover, if you don't say it, someone will hunt it down, who the artist is, so everyone can follow that artist. And I found a lot of artists that way, just from this group alone. And what really made me upset, I started getting upset seeing this. Because I can't remember the last time I saw that vibe in indie comics.
Well, because we have no groups out there like that, where the creators will just engage the fans without trying to push a sale.
Well, you see, this is the thing too. Like I said, the creators are not in that group.
Right.
They're, as far as I
but
can
as
tell,
soon as you put comics or something comics related in the title, here they fucking come and they'll flood it out.
And then
looking desperate, and that becomes the problem.
There was something also that Matt Knowles had said on Jose's show. I think it was this Sunday. Was it this Sunday? No, not yesterday, the week before. Matt Knowles, and he said this before too, because I remember it, right? And sometimes you do have to keep, it's like, and this is the thing too, everything is about repetition. It's like sometimes you have to hear something over and over and over again to actually hear it, to actually understand it. And I think it's like I'm kind of getting to this point with the whole don't cater to other creators. Right. I think I might be beginning to understand what that means.
Right.
Because Matt Knowles had said, people don't want to hear you talking about your book. They want to hear somebody else talking about your book. And this is also, again, something that Tyler had mentioned, that is especially in the book that he recommended, the 8-minute something. I got to find the cover to the book again. I have to go back and finish that book. I'm like halfway through, how to promote, yourself, where they talk about there's a funnel, there's a funnel where you're converting your warm audience into super fans. And in the end, what it is that your marketing turns into something that you're doing, and then it transforms into something other people are doing for you. I forgot his name. It's the guy who coined the term the
1,000 true fans.
Yeah, something? The 1,000 true fans. It was the guy who quoted. He coined that phrase of the idea of the 1,000 true fans. Right? If you have 1,000 true fans spending $100 on you every year,
right?
You're good. It's like you can live off of what you're doing. You just need 1,000 true fans to do that. And also a part of it that he was saying is that that's also your marketing strategy. Having what if you had, how different would your sales be if you had 1,000 people rapidly talking about your books and talking about your books, recommending your books? How different would it look? How different would, I guess, like your scenario be if you had 1,000 people promoting your stuff, 1,000 fans, right? So that's what he was talking about. It's not just physically buying your book. It's they're also doing the work for you. I guess kind of like the weird idea is that in the end, you really aren't supposed to be promoting your own stuff.
Well, no, you do have to get started. You're not going to have fans.
Oh no, absolutely.
So yes, here on this low end indie fucking level, you're going to have to promote yourself. But here's the thing: when you're talking to people and you're constantly pushing your product, instead of just talking about the art of how you love it, your craft, your experience, and whatever, when you become just a fucking infomercial, if every time you open your mouth, buy my shit, buy my shit, buy my shit, like you're going to turn them off and you're going to run you have to sell yourself, you have to sell your comic, and then eventually, like that one person that's heard you talk about, be like, and somebody else will mention like they like unicorn girls or whatever, and it's like, oh well, I heard Daphne Lage, and then that's how that shit snowballs. But it doesn't come from the boring ass fucking campaign crawls that just seem to never fucking end. It doesn't come from the carnival barking through the internet. It's more organic than that, but you have to let that be. You have to plant that seed and yes, water it and tend it, but you can't go over there and stomp that ground. You're not going to you can bully somebody into being a backer, but are they going to go out there and preach the gospel of your comic? No.
Exactly. And that's the thing. It's like that not only are you creating fans, not only is the goal to create super fans, have fans, turn them into super fans, but you're creating advocates. Chris said creators need evangelists or fans that like your stuff so much that they help promote your product too. No, absolutely. Paul Gomez, I love giving comic book store workers my books and free stuff. I tell them, if you like my books, recommend it to your customers. You would think those would be the people who would do it, right? Chad saying people would rather hear about you as a person. Funny you should say that, Chad, because that's the difference that I'm seeing from Substack. So when I first heard about Substack, I really wasn't into it, especially with their kind of like their terms of service, which was very iffy.
It's still iffy.
About like certain content. You know what? I'm always going to
Substack doesn't want our adults content.
No, and the thing is though, and it also refers to violence too, because it's so vague. Like
it is
you can't the idea of putting up, like if you do a horror comic, you still have to be very careful with what you post on Substack. But here's the thing with Substack, right? So I know I mentioned this before that a lot of people are looking at converting from MailChimp to, at least for me. But I got the idea from other people. So converting from MailChimp to Substack. Now, like I said before, for anyone who missed this, every time I posted on MailChimp, I would be lucky if I got 20 people, and that's a lot. to open up my emails. I do remember Mike Jimmy says that's because most people have MailChimp on their spam filter. So anything from MailChimp is already going straight to spam, right? Substack, however, hey, William, Substack, however. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Let's say, Glenn, I listened to a podcast that have such a following. It's crazy. How do you hit that chord to get people to do the same in comments?
That's the sauce we try to figure out.
Yeah, it's like, no, that's because. Okay, so let me get back to Substack. So, Substack, for all of you who are thinking of doing this, it is in their terms of service that you have to write something of value for your readers, your followers. You cannot just put up marketing emails and call it a day. You have to actually do something. You have to
blogging at the minimum.
Say something. You can't just say, "Oh, here's my comic. It's on Kickstarter." You can't do that. They will terminate your account if you do that. If
or at least at the very least remove that post.
It's like, so you actually have to write something of substance. It's
no, creators have to be creative.
Yes, you would think, right? You would think.
Get out of here with that nonsense.
So I have I think 5 articles up there right now, and they're all really random. It's like literally I'm writing about what comes to mind. I literally have one post about Stoic philosophy, which is actually my most popular post. But here's the difference: where I would get 20 people to open up my MailChimp, that post got 700 people to open it.
No, what?
Yeah.
Even Nita's reading your fucking post now.
No, really. I mean, and it's like, look, not for nothing. What I do, because again, I see other people doing it. I'm going to try it too. And I saw Tyler doing this, and I saw other people doing this. What they would do is that they would start their blog, and then they would put an ad for whatever they said, "Oh, by the way, before we get started, here's my Kickstarter, just so you know," and then they continue on with the vlog. So it's not like you can't put in that advertising in there. It's just that you have to be very judicious as to how you do it.
But like I do with the podcast, I would say save that for closer to the end, because people turn off easily.
Right.
If you want them to read the whole thing, it's great that they're opening it, reading it all the way through.
Right. Well, you see, that's the thing that I don't know, but I have been getting comments, so I'm assuming that they are. Okay. So I am getting engagement. So, so here, so here I am trying to sell my comic without trying to sell my comic, right? That's kind of the catch, right? Now, I'm sorry.
Ban Christmas from our chat. I swear to God, he's gonna make me piss my pants.
I forgot the comment where they were talking about how do we get this in comics, right?
Right.
So after and that, honestly, it was that idea that really made me upset about what I was seeing in this forum, in this Facebook group, is that I have never seen. I mean, it's like we've been kind of like knee deep in this community for since 2020.
Industry,
and I mean, I was in this industry for a lot longer, but I think as a group, because our circle, just even our circle,
well, that would be community, our community,
our community, right? It's like I can't remember, okay, let me put it to you like this, Nita. If you were to open up a group for indie comics,
I've already
lovers,
thought about it. Dude, it's already, that's what I was taking notes for.
And the main rule is no self-promotion.
No self-promotion, and I don't even want links.
No, it's like, well, you see, no. You see, that's the thing, because people do put links on this because they want you to buy them.
I want this to go into the fucking comments. Bro, I'm already on it.
Right. Where now here's the thing though. If you had a rule that said no negative posts, you cannot shit talk anybody. We are here. Yeah, we're already here. We are here to talk about the books we enjoy, the books that we think you might enjoy. It's like, tell us the tropes, tell us the things that you like. We'll find a comic for you. We'll recommend comics for you.
When you were talking about that group, it was like it just fucking hit me. It was like, oh, snap.
Like How and here's the thing the whole no self-promotion thing I think is the most important thing, because like, you know what, when you're not talking about
you
your
can
book,
only promote someone else.
Yeah, if you're not talking about your book, what books do you talk about?
Right.
You know, it's like, and mind you, it's like I'm talking about indie comics. It's very easy for people to say, well, I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you know,
fuck you, that's not indie enough.
You know, I mean, it's like, no, it's like, look, we're in this community, right? So it's like, oh, so what? And mind you, there's plenty of independent creators I've never heard of. There's plenty of books out there I've never heard of. You know, so it's like, so maybe the thing is that, you know what, mainstream comics, we're not talking about mainstream comics. We're not talking about your Marvels and your DCs and your Dark Horse and your Booms and, you know, and whatever the fuck else is out there. You know, we're not talking about that. You
everything below Dynamite.
You know, I mean, it's like, yeah, it's like, tell us, you know, it's like, you know, like yesterday I was on Ben Dunn's website. And he was publishing books that I had no idea he was publishing.
Oh yeah, the dude's got a fucking massive catalog, dude.
You know, yeah, I didn't realize. Like, mind you, it's
fucking
like
insane.
He's been doing this longer than us, and I didn't realize he had
busy
as many books as he has. So it's like, you know, yeah, it's like there are books out there that I don't know,
right?
You know, so yeah, so it's like, so if we had a group where it's like, it's good vibes only, recommend.
Stop talking, Lage. Stop talking.
You know?
Stop talking.
You know,
you're taking my idea and making it public.
You know,
like
well, I mean, the idea I'm getting from, I mean, it's like, yeah, it's like, how do we get this vibe that this group, this romance, paranormal lovers group, fantasy novels, you know?
I think we can
here's also another thing too that I realized. Those bitches spend money.
Well, fuck yeah. If you like something, you spend money on it.
You know, because it's like a lot of times.
Fandoms are nuts, dude.
You know? Well, but then again, there are ways, like, even if you don't, you know, because there's always the library. You know, there's an app called Libby where if you have a public library card, you could actually get the books digitally that way, and audiobooks. I just have to update my library card. I have to get a new library card for me to be able to use it, because mine expired. So you can get, like, you can listen to audiobooks for free, you can get the books for free. So that's a way to do it. But the thing is, though, that they're talking about, you know, also a lot of bookstores too, if you go, I guess certain bookstores, where you could trade in your books for credit. So people buy these books, then come back, and it's like, okay, now it's like a GameStop for books, I guess, you know. And you can trade.
You mean a bookstore?
Yeah, I know.
A GameStop. It's bookstop.
Right, a GameStop for books. What? Wait,
bookstop.
Because I've never heard of Barnes being able to trade in books at Barnes and Noble.
No, absolutely.
So I guess it would have to be like, I guess if you went to the Strand or something, or like an independent bookseller, that maybe they'll do trade-ins for points. I don't know. I keep seeing TikToks on this, so obviously they're out there, you know. But when we're talking about like special editions, because there was this one video. Chris goes, the town library that helped inspire me to write wanted nothing to do with my books. That was frustrating. We do not accept comic books.
That's ridiculous.
Funny, because
even our bumfuck Egypt fucking library has comics and
comic books. Well, maybe this is probably why, because comic books are the #1 stolen books in libraries. So maybe that's because they all get stolen. Is it really stealing, or you just didn't return it? It's probably both. Probably kids are just walking out with the books and not even taking them to the front desk or something.
Right.
So it could be
really
what's happening.
In my pocket.
You know, so yeah, so there was another video that I saw of a woman who opened up a romance, not just a romance bookstore, but they only specialized in smutty romance bookstore. That shit had lines going out the door. You know, this was in Australia. She just opened up her second store. Good for her. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. It's good enough.
See, and tell your friends about it. Piracy's great. It
right.
really
No,
is. Like, I know people hate piracy.
Yeah.
Piracy's bad. Don't pirate shit. But if you do, like, share it with people.
Please support the creators and the authors where you can. Thank you. But yeah, so she did this incredibly specific store. Talk about niching down, right? And then her second store, she niched down even further. So she has the first store that's just all the smutty romance books,
smut and nut comics,
and then her second store is just all the limited editions of those books. You probably can
probably so, sir.
There's someone ready. Oh no, yeah, you could, it's out there. Someone is going to recommend that to you. Is going to recommend a book. So they're called cursed recommendations. So she opened up a second store that's just the limited editions, like the deluxe editions that I'm seeing on Kickstarter with, and it's like these books can range. I mean, these books are expensive, right? They're like $90, $100, $150. I've seen sets where it's like they're $500 for the complete set of a certain series. And she was showing videos of people in this store, and they would have stacks like this carrying it to the register.
Hey, my money's.
Yeah. It's like a whole line of women are spending like thousands of dollars on books. Talk about, and what's funny is that this woman had such an uphill battle opening these stores because people kept telling her, oh, it's too specific, it's too niche, no one reads books, and two stores after 1 year in Australia.
It's not niche enough.
Right, exactly, right?
Wait, you just said Australia?
Yeah, it's in Australia. Yeah, no, I was looking for it.
I'm sorry.
Although there is a romance bookseller in New York, there's one called The Ripped Bodice in Brooklyn that I found online. Yeah, they have two stores, one in LA and one in Brooklyn. It's a pair of sisters, and one runs one and one runs the other. And all they do is romance books. That's all they do. That's all they have in this store. So, but yeah, it's like, how can we get comic book people to get feral over books that they like, instead of screaming about hot takes and whatever the fuck they're mad at, and oh, this creator did this creator did that.
Well, first we need to get them into an environment where they don't feel pressured, and the way you do that is you stop the self-promotion. Right. And I think I have an idea to maybe I might just have a project on my hands.
Right.
Now, I'm not talking about here on the Indie Comics Network, because Indie Comics Network is for creators by creators.
Right. Well, that's true. We
also want to reach out for the fans to see the products that we're trying to sell.
Right.
And there's got to be a way to do that.
Right.
And
yeah.
God, I got some notes.
But there's something also. There's a caveat to everything, because I was telling all this to Jose.
Why you gotta bring people down?
Because look, we're just looking at all the information.
I was just getting happy, Daphne, and now you're
it's like we have to look at all the information on the table.
Fine. What is it?
Okay, so Jose had brought up something which, it's like, well, this is also another problem that we have, right? Being a small community. Mm-hmm. Is that the issue with recommending books is that everybody gets butthurt over the books you don't recommend.
Well, they can suck it up, Buttercup.
And it's like, and that kind of makes it, and that's kind of like...
See, I'm cold to that, and here's why. Because as someone who people look at as a marketer or promoter, I get that shit so much all the time for the past 4 fucking years. I'm numb to it.
Right.
Because it's like, I can't promote every fucking person every fucking day.
Right.
It's like, if I'm tagged, I get tagged in 400 or 500 posts a day sometimes. I have to pick and choose, and I'm going to grab what catches my eye, and that's what I'm going to fucking talk about. And that's what everybody needs to do. And if it hurts your feelings, and if I missed you, or if I didn't even catch you your entire campaign, I'm fucking sorry.
Right.
But the world doesn't revolve around you.
Right. Which is, because it's like, because that's what he was saying, that it's like, it's like, okay, so it's like, oh, these are the books I recommend, right? And then it's like, well, how come this book isn't on it? Or how come, hey, I thought we were friends. How come you didn't put my book on there? You see, that's kind of, I think that's the real fear of people recommending books, because we let's see, Mark Kozia has been trying to get more American writers and artists. Oh, that's your publisher for
Blue Lullaby.
Chris goes, it does suck when you don't feel like you're in the cool kids club, but ultimately it's their platform. Well, but the thing is, though, is that what we're trying to do, right? Because like I said, the example, like, it's like, oh, I thought we were friends. Why didn't you recommend my book? Right. Why don't you talk about my book? I talk about your, like, I don't know. I guess it's like, also we kind of have to get over the idea of, like you were talking about, exchange. Like, this is kind of the place where you wouldn't want an equal exchange, because it's not an equal exchange. We're looking at what fans might be interested in, and then adjusting our recommendations according to that. Right. I'm not going to recommend a book to somebody who's looking for not that book.
Right.
It's like, if you're not into werewolves, why would I recommend Nightwolf or Snowpaw, right? It's like, oh, I only, it's like, oh, I don't like werewolves. Oh, but this is a good book. I just told you I don't like werewolves. Just like, it's like, oh, are there any more fantasy books? And then it's like, look, it's not, it doesn't make sense to recommend Psycho Sal to me. It's not that it's like it's not that it's a bad book. It has nothing to do with it.
However, I will recommend Psycho Sal to people that I like, because I dig horror comics.
Right. But you see, but that's the context of it, right? That's the context of it, right? If somebody is asking, oh, I like my comics to be, like horror or psychological, thrillers.
Like, check out
what do you got? It's like, oh, I got Psycho Sal. There you go. It's like it makes sense. It's like for, like, say Mike Jimmy to come. Well, why didn't you recommend Cora to them?
Because they were looking for hentai.
Right.
Right.
Well, I mean, it's like, it's like, look, I'm not saying that someone who enjoys Psycho Sal wouldn't read Life on Cora, but that's kind of not the context that we're working in. Like I said, I was seeing incredibly specific recommendations in this group. Like, literally, people would have like a bingo card of tropes that they wanted to see, and people were finding books for them. We need reviewers that are not creators. Right. I read and never get. Well, you see, that's the thing. We're not talking about reviews. Right. We're talking about recommendations.
But they're right. We do need honest reviewers too. However, at Indie Comics Network, Nita learned her lesson. We're not touching that shit with a 10-foot pole.
No, absolutely. No. We're talking about,
because like, these motherfuckers out here get some of the most butthurt, insane. No, we did not review these comics.
But also the thing is, this is not what we're talking about. We're not talking about reviews. We're talking about recommendations, and how it's like everyone keeps saying, oh, people are not excited about comics. People are not excited about comics. And it's like, well, if you're not excited about comics, why would they be? If all you're doing is running around talking about like hot takes and how something Rob Liefeld, I don't know what the fuck's going on there. All I know is like I'm hearing his name again, and it's like, holy shit, leave the man alone. What is he doing now? It's like, if that's all you're talking about, why would I be excited about comics? It's like, if you're just talking about drama, why would I be excited about that?
Right.
It's like, no, it's like, I want more fantasy comics. Where do I find it? I want more werewolf comics. Where do I find that? And it's, and it's like, what's out there? It's like, so yeah. And it's like, we're a small community, but at the same time, we don't know everything that's out there. So sometimes the only way to know what's out there is for somebody to go, hey, I saw this book, it's like you want like quirky, kind of like quirky underground style, comics, like I would recommend The Adventures of Rabbit Man. It's like really, it's like what if Charles Schulz drew Berserk? It's like, I mean, it's like, yeah, it's like, it's like, it's, like how many people have even heard of this book? And it's like, well, I'm telling you about it now, and that's kind of like, I'm thinking like, this is what these people in these, in this forum are doing. It's just all recommends all to each other.
But speaking of Rabbit Man real quick, that's Michael Sears, right?
Yeah.
He also has a book that's live right now, The Apathetic Mouse Man, which looks fucking hilarious.
All right.
So check it
out.
Okay.
But like I said, you have to be really into that underground style.
Yeah, you have to like the underground.
But the stories are really enjoyable. I really like Rabbit Man. It's like really, I was shocked at how good it was. So and I'm pretty sure, and I'm sure that Grant, I don't know if you saw my post a few days ago. I literally had someone message me on Kickstarter saying, if you're not going to back my book, let me know so I can cancel my pledge to yours. Oh my God.
So I can block you, buddy. God, that's so stupid.
Oh my God. It's like, are you just collecting them or what?
Great.
No, that's not how it works, bro. Who are you? No, you don't go threatening people to back your book. That's ridiculous. Jeez. There is no, that's not what we mean. Equivalent exchange. That's that's not what we mean.
Oh my God.
That is not, that's not what we're talking about.
People be tripping. All butt hurt and shit like fucking middle school.
No, please, everybody, do not threaten each other for not supporting your campaigns. Oh my God, that is so. But yeah, no. That is so not what we're talking about.
That's not how we play.
Oh my goodness! So here we are at the top. What a way to end.
My God, Grant! Dude, that's the second time he's been like, "What the fuck?"
Bless your patience, Grant. Bless your patience. Because I swear to God, I wouldn't even know how to answer that. I mean, Jose would probably just.
Oh, I would.
Okay.
I'd be like, "Fuck off!" Like, I'm just mean now. Like, wow.
I'm sorry that you're more interested in just getting the points rather than someone who actually enjoys your book. Right. I don't know. I wouldn't even know how to answer that.
Creators should not be your fucking audience. Whoever did that is based their audience on other fucking creators. And that is just, oh my God, you're stupid.
Oh my goodness.
Whoever that was a fucking moron.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Grant. I'm really sorry. Grant.
I'm sorry. God damn, I hate people right now.
Wow, really? Oh, so any final thoughts? Did this make any sense whatsoever?
It made enough sense.
I mean, really. So it's like, yeah, so everybody, it's like, let's go out there. Oh, take
I swear to God, I want to ban him sometimes.
No, do not. Okay. Everybody is welcome here.
No, they're not. Why are we lying, Daphne? Not everybody's welcome.
That's a lie. That is a lie.
Shit.
Oh my God. So any final thoughts, Nita, on this?
Yeah, Mondays are bullshit because people are bullshit, Chad.
Well, yeah, that's true. There you go. In general.
Yeah, and you have to wake up on Mondays and deal with people.
Wait. Why did you accident? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, an announcement. An important announcement.
Oh,
Give me your phone, Jose. Give me your phone.
Uh-oh.
Give me your phone. This is why launch pages are important.
Uh-oh.
Jose just launched the Oswald Chronicles.
This motherfucker. Why didn't he talk first? Dude, you could have at least DM'd us.
Speaking of random thoughts. So Jose just launched the Oswald Chronicles. It broke free and couldn't read. He just decided to do this now. Luckily, the link is in the chat and in the show.
Oh, is it already? Okay, good.
That
dude is manic as fuck.
You know, but this is why it's important to be to hit notify me when you see anything on the launch. So so like Jose says, he has to go to work. I have to get back to work too, but
and I have to pee.
There you go. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for putting in your 2 cents in this economy. Thank you so much to the beautiful eyeball people who obviously enjoyed. I hope you did enjoy this hour. I hope it gave us everybody something to think about, because boy, did that group give me something to think about all day. You know, actually, it was like this morning. It hit me like a ton of bricks, and I just had to talk about it. So if you want to learn more about me and my artwork and everything else that I do, you can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites. But I mostly post to Facebook if you are interested in seeing sketches and current work in progress and any live updates that I have. And where am I? Oh, yes. But it's like, and you can also find me on YouTube. Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to try to get Jose's post.
That's true. Yes. And also you can find me on YouTube for videos about how I do my artwork and my semi-weekly my semi-weekly art live streams. I promise, I swear, Wednesday, I will do a live stream. I swear to God, it's been 3 weeks already.
Nobody believes you anymore.
I will be working on another Tall Tales cover if you guys want to check out some of my furry artwork in person. So Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern, 4 to 6, 2 hours of me working on artwork and just us conversing with the chat, like a convention. And also remember, you can read Eager Raven, Air the First Unicorn for free, uploading every day, Monday through Friday. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, you can follow the link over to Tall Tales, TAILSonline.com. And not only can you read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free, you can catch up on the latest story arc, Tears the Mother, which is also currently uploading Monday through Friday. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. And remember, in the words of the ancients, eat your food, moisturize, mind your business, and do the work. Because when you actually do the work, you never have to fake any of your accomplishments. And one more thing.
See, this business is filled to the brim with unrealistic motherfuckers.
Yes, it is.
So talk to everybody. So see you on Friday for the closeout of Eager Raven issue 8. Remember, Oswald on Kickstarter right now, live, the 4th trade paperback. Get it now, and we'll talk to you later.
Later, nerds.